Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel, Charles Morris. And this is a pretty important video on business that I wanted to actually make a video on this because we all know who's getting a lawsuit right now, and that is Fox News. Fox News is getting lawsuited, and it's not good for their business. No. Pretty much one of the top Fox News anchors that I could possibly name right now, who is responsible for pretty much why this lawsuit is actually getting filed against them, is Tucker Carlson. And many of you watched Tucker Carlson a lot of times and that stuff. He says a lot of stuff that is totally offensive, and he well, he tells people a bunch of lies right on air. So, like, take for example, he said that the January 6th insurrection was not even an insurrection at all, and the January 6th was a peaceful, non-terrorist event. I mean, come on. You expect people to believe that? I mean, literally, people have witnessed with their own eyes, and they've seen exactly what had happened on January 6th. So, who's going to convince people that the January 6th attack was designed to actually stop the peaceful transition of power? And you mean to tell me that the January 6th insurrection wasn't an insurrection at all? I mean, what did our eyes see? I mean, come on, be real. I mean, obviously, and I could say this right now, what the eyes see is most of the time you're going to believe based off of what you've seen. And, you know, and you've got the other guys that are trying to, unconvince you that what you see, that what you've actually seen is not what really happened. So you can't convince a person that, hey, the January 6th insurrection that you've witnessed seeing and that stuff, oh, that didn't even happen at all. Yeah, who's gonna believe that? I mean, the January 6th was a violent attack. You've witnessed windows being smashed in the Capitol. You've seen vandalism taking place in there. You've witnessed the Oath Keepers And this is another part of what was investigated, but members of the Proud Boys were also taking place there. From what other news sources have actually said, and Fox News is gonna like what? Try to convince me that the members of the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys never um were never there at the Capitol on January 6th. And why did Tucker Carlson interview Thomas Caldwell? I mean, why did Tucker Carlson interview that guy who was the same guy who has said or written a statement saying, "So I grabbed my American flag and yelled to everybody else, let's take the Capitol." I mean, hey, I watched uh All In with Chris Hayes, so yeah, that's proof right there. Because let's be real, Thomas Caldwell, Navy veteran who has sailed weapons across the Potomac River, has he has sailed those he's sailed these weapons across the Potomac River, and these weapons were for the violent attackers. So that's proof right there. That's proof right there that they were getting ready. Those keepers and all the other Trump supporters out there, and even members of the Proud Boys, they were getting ready for a violent attack on the Capitol. Okay? And these weapons were used during that day on January 6th. And that's what has happened that day. And now you got Fox News on the other end saying that no, this is not what happened at all. And then what the media has done has lied to you, says Tucker Carlson. And now, look what's happening. Now they got a lawsuit. Because I shouldn't say one guy, but because a lot of Fox News anchors, well, let's be honest. There's no truth that's going to come out of Fox News. Not even probably like part of the truth. Maybe a bit. But I understand that the truth can be scary, but it's also good for your business too because it can stop you from uh, getting your company into like some pretty big trouble. I mean, the more you lie on your news network, the more you're hurting your own company. Okay? I think that's a very, very good point to actually be making here. The more you lie on Fox News, the more you're hurting Fox News as a company. And I've been graduating from business retail a few years ago, so I actually understand how some of this happens. So, Fox News has pretty much done damage to themselves. And the one man responsible for it is Tucker Carlson himself. And a lot of the other Fox News anchors have done damage to the company as well, because I can think of some Fox News hosts that are probably a little like Tucker, that don't admit the truth that much, especially when it comes to like voting systems and all that other stuff. Uh, let's take Judge Jeannie Perot, um, Laura Ingraham, and Sean Hannity. Let's take those people for example. Um, those Fox News anchors that tell lies, and I don't know, probably Jesse Waters. It said they could have hurt the company, probably even more. And now look at what's happening with the look what's happening with the company. They're getting lawsuited, and the company has nobody else to blame but the people who have told lies about Dominion voting systems. And oh, saying that the January 6th insurrection wasn't an insurrection at all, and it was like non-violent and peaceful, a peaceful tourist visit. That the conspiracy theory man Tucker Carlson, who I don't think Tucker Carlson even made up those conspiracy theories. I think that Tucker Carlson just likes to repeat the lies that Trump had been saying about the 2020 election. And who knows? Maybe Trump is loved by Tucker Carlson, even though Tucker Carlson has said, "I hate Trump passionately." That's his quote right there. Obviously, I'm never gonna hate the same man, because hey, I'm not a man who go who thinks he can just go and just, you know, hate whoever he wants because I think I can. Hate is very, very strong, and the word hate is absolutely very evil to me. That's why I myself never want to be hating anybody. But this is what Tucker Carlson said about Trump. He said he hates him passionately. So I'm gonna so I was so the word he hates Trump passionately kind of rephrases, you know, it so it doesn't look like I said those exact words about Trump. I don't hate anybody. I think Trump is, a very good man, not to be, some kind of Trumplican lover, but, but Trump is a good man. He's got some bad decision making, and I think he's a pretty big narcissistic psychopath. And that should be like no reason to be hating somebody. Now, I want to get into the business part of the lawsuit. Now, basically, if you were to mislead your customers, that's the kind of, you're kind of pretty much making your, you're kind of representing like a bad image here for your company. And that's exactly what Fox News is doing. They're making themselves look bad because of all these Fox News anchors lying and stuff. And two of them had quit their job. One of them, Shepard Smith, and Chris Wallace. And Chris Wallace has his new show off of CNN. It's called Who's Talking to Chris Wallace? It's on HBO Max. And Chris Wallace has pretty much gotten sick of all this, lying with Fox News and, eventually people get sick and tired of lies being told all the time and that stuff. I mean, not everybody at Fox News tells lies, but most of the anchors do. But, you know, if there's a person who believes on reporting the news and, saying the truth about, what should be reported versus what isn't being reported as seen. Um, there's a difference. There are people at Fox News that have told the truth about what is happening here in America. And then there are people who are like, oh, yeah, that never even happened. You know. And, like, trying to, you know, make it sound like some kind of juicy story that's been made up. Um, yeah, that's gonna hurt your company. It really is. And you're making it look like a real. You're making your own company look real bad, and that's the image that you might not even realize that you're making your own company look bad just by telling lies all the time on your network. And you know, I'm sure people don't like the fact that I actually have just said that, but it's the truth. And I've read a lot of e-commerce books and a lot of this stuff, and it's true. It's true. The more you mislead people, the more you're going to damage your company, and the more you're going to make your company look even more bad in front of everybody else. And then you're probably wondering why that your company is getting a lot of bad views and a lot of that stuff, and you are thinking like, why is this company not doing so well? Oh, is the fact that you are telling lies and getting a lawsuit? Maybe that's the fact that, hey, maybe people are beginning to actually see that Fox News is becoming a real big problem here in America. That somebody needs to, like, punish Fox News. And, the more of a bad image that you want that you're making your company look like, the more people are going to turn away and leave your store or whatever, and they're going to be like, you know what, I don't even need this anymore. I mean, this news source is not really trusted anymore to give the news like it should be said. There isn't. I could get my source of news from other trusted sources like MSNBC and CNN, because they report the news like it should be told and how it should be said, and all that stuff. And now I haven't even checked, but the fact that I hear commercials about MSNBC and NBC saying that they're the number one choice of news here in America, I'm probably going to just take a big guess here that that they probably got like a lot of views. More views versus that of Fox News, because wow, let's be honest here. MSNBC, CNN, and NBC, they tell the news like it's supposed to be said. And this is what people like. People like the truth more than they like lies, because there'd be, there can be people who are like saying, hey, I'm tired of listening to Fox News all the time and all these lies and that stuff. This is getting old. It gets so old when they listen to the lies of Fox News all the time, and they're like, hey, this is not what I want to be listening to all the time. This isn't, this source of news isn't just news at all. It's fake news. News that I think people just probably start to figure out that, hey, this is not what happened. I mean, the January 6th that we've all witnessed, and you want to call it like some kind of non-violent terrorist attack, that's not what happened. That is not what happened at all. It was violent. And you know, once those negative reviews of Fox News keep piling up on Google Plus, or no, not Google Plus, Google Play, and they get bad internet views off of the internet, the more people are going to be like, hey, why does Fox News have so much review? Oh, that's because they have so many bad views because of, oh, yeah, people getting sick and tired of this news source telling lies all the time. And people just begin to, like, just turn away from getting their news from Fox News because they're just sick and tired of Fox News lying all the time to them about the stuff that's going on here in America. And that's where Fox News themselves hurt themselves as a company. But the more bad views you have, or the more bad reviews you should have, that you do have, that says a lot. That says a lot. That says that your news source is not really a trusted source for news, and people turn away from tuning into your company's live news, or they just turn away from watching your network like 24/7, and they say, you know what, Fox News isn't trusted for news. Fox News has never been a trusted news source. And maybe I could just get my source of news from somewhere else, like MSNBC and NBC. And maybe I can get somebody that, tells the news like it's supposed to be said, and not just a bunch of made-up lies that's supposed to make the story sound juicy. And it doesn't matter. It's not about... Yes, it is about business, keeping your business on its feet. But lying and telling a bunch of juicy stories on your news network is not the way to do it. And yes, I understand lying can, people like having their ears tickled. People like juicy stories. I understand this. And this is what gets people a lot of views on their YouTube channels and, all that stuff. But, yeah. Isn't that gonna keep the business on its feet? Absolutely not. Because once you figure out that once you start to figure out when you begin to figure out that why your business is doing so bad, well, you can look at all the lies and that had been said on Fox News, and you can understand that you can pretty much begin to see that, oh, this is why the company's doing so bad, because we got a bunch of liars out there that lie about the January 6th insurrection, that that our elections are unfair, and you know, those can be absolute lies. And just to fact check that, our elections are indeed fair, and they are not. There's nothing wrong with our Dominion voting systems. That's the truth right there. And it doesn't matter about the views at all. What matters is getting the truth out there and reporting the news like it should be reported. Okay? So, the bottom line here is, if you want to keep your business on its feet,